Hello! We're excited. You know, we're gonna make a lazy effing dinner.
I know.
Hi!
Wait, also, I think you should do my makeup.
Oh yeah, we can do that too.
Everything.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have the one, the only, Cameron Rogers. Say hello.
Hi. Thank you. I don't know about the one, the only, but I'll take it.
You are the one and the only.
No, but I'm your one and only
That's
Cameron
true.
Rogers.
One and only Cameron Rogers. She is here today because we are going to make a delicious, easy, healthy meal with her. Cameron, to me, is still the queen of food. She has let go of her crown around food.
You're the freckle foodie now. Honestly, like when you post, I'm like, dude, take the name. Like, we'll paint freckles on you.
I could never fill her
it.
shoes in 1,000,000 years. But anytime Cameron does food or cooking content, I'm sat. I am ready. I am prepared. And I think you do a really good job doing simple, approachable meals, which is why we have her on the channel today. Because I have just started getting more into food, cooking out of necessity because we all have to eat every single day. But I no longer live in New York City where you just order in for every single meal, and I have 2 children, and Cameron also has 2 children.
Yes.
Why don't you give the channel just a brief overview?
I'm Cameron Rogers, Emily's best friend. No, I'm fortunate to really call you one of my best friends. I am a content creator, podcast host, mom of 2. I started content, as you mentioned, all food focused when I was working in the corporate world. I was like meal prepping and meal planning and making every morsel of food that went into my body. And I left to meal prep professionally, which is like so crazy to think back on. And now there's literally nothing that grinds my gears more than meal prepping and meal planning because I'm exhausted.
Which we're going to talk about.
Honestly, it's the decision fatigue around food.
I know. Yeah.
Like I just feel.
And being a mom.
Because I think it's feeding 2 children in addition to myself. Like I just wish I could take a pill and have all the nutrients, which I was like, people that say that are crazy. But I don't know, it's kind of how I feel lately. Lazy effing dinners. And that was a segment that I started to kind of bridge the gap of Freckled Foodie and my recent content, which is focused more on mental health, motherhood, lifestyle, whatever. And it's the fact that like, it's 5 o'clock. I have to make dinner for my family. We eat around 5:30. It's a shitstorm in that house around that window of time.
Same for us.
So what are we doing that's lazy and easy and delicious? And we all eat the same meal. That's like one thing I feel pretty strongly about 90% of the time because I don't want to make 2 meals.
Completely agree with that. That's how we roll here. Okay, so what is our lazy effing dinner for today?
This is one of my go-tos that everyone loves, especially my children. We're going to make some really easy quesadillas. So I always have a rotisserie chicken in our fridge. It's something that like I'm always grabbing when I grocery shop. I love that I can use it in such a multitude of ways. And even if it's just like, I don't know why protein is really hard for me to feed myself and my children. Yeah. It's easy to just like tear some pieces off.
It's harder to make, and I agree.
Okay, so we have rotisserie chicken. So typically I do this on like the last day of the rotisserie chicken. So I'm just pulling off all of the last pieces. And then we're gonna mix it with some salsa. And then we're using siete almond flour. I'm gluten-free, but these could be flour tortillas. Some cheese. And some refried beans.
I've never had refried beans. I don't even know what they taste like. We both were like, what is a refried bean?
Wait, what? Is that not normal?
I don't know. They're your quesadillas, so I'm excited to eat them.
But when you like get Mexican food, you don't get refried beans?
No, when I get Mexican food, I don't. But like, I'm here for it. I'm excited for this.
I'm also trying to add more fiber into my diet and into my children's. I don't know. I just feel like it adds an extra layer of deliciousness. I love refried beans.
Okay, let's do it. I got all this stuff from Whole Foods. I'm excited. Where do we start? We're over at the stove area, and Cameron turned on
Well, it's a griddle of sorts. Like, I don't know what the correct terminology is. I don't have one on my stovetop, but it's like her middle has a griddle. So I have a cast iron griddle thing. Yeah. I don't know. And you just put it over 2 burners so that you have that space. You could do this in a skillet or a cast iron skillet, but I like having that so I can have like 2 or 3 going at a time. Again, we're trying to be efficient. Right. Okay, rotisserie chicken, you're just gonna shred with 2 forks to get it into like small pieces. Emily already had this in a Tupperware, so there's no purpose of dirtying anything else. I also hate doing dishes, despise. I never do them. Thank you, my husband. But I always try to make it as easy as possible for him by dirtying as little as possible. Like when I'm at my mom's and I watch the way she cooks, like
that's how I am. It's like 10 bowls.
No, it's insane. And then like she has to serve it in something else. And Joe does the dishes at my parents' house too. We call him Dishman Joe. And like, he's like, Cindy, why? Why are there 1,000 dishes for like the 5 things that you made? I really try to be efficient. So we're just going to shred it in this Tupperware. If you want it, if you were doing like a ton of shredded chicken, you can actually put it in a KitchenAid mixer and just turn it on and it shreds like instantaneously.
I wouldn't think of that.
Yeah.
I'm so lazy, I probably would have just done this by hand.
No, but this is so much easier.
You think so?
What do you mean? It gets it like smaller.
You're right. You know better than me.
But the KitchenAid mixer is really smart if you're doing a ton.
Yeah, that's true.
But again, that's getting something else dirty. And
that's true.
That's like not worth it for me. Well, you're my protein girl. You're like gotta get my 40 grams in for every meal.
Yes, I am protein crazy, but everyone on the channel already knows that about me, that I like try to get in 100 grams of protein every single day. But I also just feel like...
How? What do you eat for breakfast?
I literally get like 30 to 40 grams of protein for every meal. So for breakfast, I'll do like eggs with turkey sausage, or I'll do a protein shake. For lunch, I'll do
my
like
protein
chicken.
Shakes don't get 40 grams.
Well, like this morning, for example, here's what I had. I had a Greek yogurt. So that's like 20 grams of protein. I added a scoop of protein, added blueberries, chia seeds, and a little bit of honey. That's like almost 40 grams.
Okay.
That's a lot of protein. But I do feel like I feel so much more energetic when I eat more protein.
So do I. But I'm
totally.
Protein is like the hardest thing. I don't know. I'm lazy. I'm really, really lazy around food is the reason.
Well, that's why we're here. It's a lazy effing dinner and something super easy. Like, what are you going to do with this?
I'm just going to mix in the chicken to give it like a nice little seasoning.
See, I wouldn't think to do that. Like, I feel like how we feel about food is actually the same, but we express it differently, because I feel like for me, I think for both of us, food used to hold so much more meaning. That was the problem.
So much power.
So much power. And now it just is like a way to fuel your body. But I like now enjoy the act of making food. So that's like where we differ, because you don't want to make it anymore, but I like making it now.
Yeah.
I like making food because it busies my hands. Like, it makes me like do something where I can't be on my phone. I can't be doing anything else. I'm like forced to be present. But you have your own version of that. So tell me what you do instead that busies your hands and your mind.
I totally get that. And I think it can be for me sometimes to like zone me out. But I'm not cooking during the day or without my children. So that's my issue. I need to reorganize my life, because I'm cooking when it's 5 o'clock and the kids are screaming and like my baby's at my feet and my toddler's like, come play with me. And I'm like, everyone shut up. So I don't feel that. If I cook during the day, yeah, I do. And that's why I used to love cooking. Yeah. So I need to get back into that. Okay, really fast. We're going to just add avocado oil to the skillet. I'm going to make 2 of these. So one for me, one for you.
I've never had these, the almond flour ones. Not the almond flour ones.
Interesting.
I'm excited.
And then I'm going to layer on refried beans. God's gift to this earth. No, I'm kidding. I do love them, though. I'm really excited
to try this now.
Like, I can't believe you've never had refried beans. I'm like really confused by that.
I know. Maybe I'm sheltered.
Maybe. Like,
but you didn't. What I was.
I know. I'm going.
You know where I was going with that, right?
Yeah. I know where you're going. I know where you're going. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm just trying to do this and
also cook.
Okay. So the way that I busy my hands and quiet my mind, I have many modalities, but the most recent one, add the chicken, is the journal and adult coloring affirmation book that I made. Because for me, I know you journal every morning. Yeah. I need to get you to use my journal.
I know. I really do.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Is I journal every single morning. It's like imperative for me. Yeah. It's how I start my day no matter what. And then I think that really helps me like start my day. But then I know you do your like late night cooking.
Yes.
When my kids go down, I know you think I'm crazy because I work, but after I'm done working, I then do my adult coloring, which is like part of the book is adult coloring affirmations. So they're affirmations in really simple imagery that you can color in. And that honestly, it's the same thing where when my hands are busy, like I can't grab my phone. Right. I can't text people. I can't end up on social media.
Anything that will get me to not do that.
And then all of a sudden time passes and I'm like, what have I even been doing? This isn't what I wanted to do.
And we'll link the journal below for anyone who is interested. Also, can you please tell the class what you're doing?
Okay, sorry. I did the refried beans, shredded chicken, cheese, another tortilla. Now, can I just have like a top and then I just push them down?
This is just so that they condense?
Yeah, and just to like push it against there. That's how I do it, because honestly for me, like I need my hands to be busied.
Yeah.
And if it's something that has nothing to do with technology, that's a massive win for me.
Yeah, I get that. When you do want to get in the zone for cooking, because like I just recently started like making it nice for myself to cook. Like the other night I like put on my favorite music. I lit a candle and I was like, this is such a more enjoyable experience.
So enjoyable. I need to figure out
like what's your version of making cooking good for you?
I mean, it would be doing it without my children at my feet, quite honestly.
Because they live with us.
I know. No, but I mean, like, if I cooked dinner earlier.
I agree.
And then just heated it up for them.
Yes.
Like, yeah, that'd be smarter. But I don't know why I wait until, like, our toddlers come from school, our nanny leaves, and it's 5 o'clock. And I'm like, now it's time for me to figure out what we're making. And everyone wants to play with me at the same time. Yes. So I need to figure out, it'd be better if I prepped more or cooked more during the day if I had time, and then you know what I mean, made it more enjoyable.
Yeah,
but it's also helps. I think like people who eat after their kids go down, maybe that's why they do it, because they get that time to cook and relax and enjoy. And I totally understand that, but I'm ravenous at like 5:30.
Yeah, same.
And I like eating with the kids. Okay, we're gonna flip them.
I feel nervous for this part.
Why?
Because okay,
girl, don't be.
Do you eat these with sour cream? Because
and I actually forgot to tell you.
And avocado.
Well, you know, okay, I love avocado and guacamole and stuff. I just don't like it on my quesadilla. It's like annoying to put it on. I don't know. Joe does.
Okay.
We have those little like avocado cups, like guacamole cups. Yeah. And he'll do that. We make these literally once a week. I should have also said iterations. If you don't want to do rotisserie chicken, we do it often with ground beef. And whenever I make a ground beef mixture of anything, like a meat sauce, chili, whatever, not chili, but a meat sauce or quesadillas, I do ground beef, peppers, and mushrooms to sneak in vegetables for everyone, but mainly the kids.
That's actually a good question. Well, my next question was going to be, how do you know what to make that your whole family is going to eat it? Or did you just start?
It's a crapshoot. Are you kidding me?
So like sometimes they don't eat it.
No, sometimes, I mean, literally last night, I made my toddler's favorite meal, which is my meat sauce.
Yeah.
So it's bell peppers, ground beef, mushrooms, and then I saute that with seasonings, and then I add in a can of red sauce, like Rao's or Rao's, however you say it, and then penne and Parmesan cheese. And last night he was like, I don't like this. And I was like, you literally like shovel this every time I make it.
Yeah.
So I'm a little spoon person. Like I always have little spoon in the fridge and I know the freezer. I know that people are like, you know, this is what you made and this is what you're getting.
Right.
That's not how I operate. If he doesn't like it and he's not going to eat it, like I need him to eat. So I say, we can check the freezer for other options, but like you're going to have to then eat what you choose.
Yeah.
So I always do have a freezer.
I feel the same way. Like I don't feel and like the idea of being forceful.
No, I hate that.
With kids, and probably because of how our own relationships with food, which I obviously don't want to project onto them. But I also just try to remember as an adult, like sometimes I'm just not in the mood for something.
Absolutely.
Or sometimes I'm just not that hungry. So like it's not, I'm not.
And I'll ask him sometimes, like when I pick him up from school, I'm like, what do you want for dinner tonight?
Yeah.
And I'll give him the options. And we do that a lot with takeout. Like Friday family movie night. Okay. We always do takeout. So when we pick him up from school, we're like, what do we want to order tonight? Do we want cheeseburgers? Do we want pizza? That kind of stuff. And I do it when I'm making his lunch for the next day.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want for lunch tomorrow? Here are your options. Obviously, my baby can't like speak. But for me, it was a lot of just like from the get-go, giving them what we were eating and like giving them all types of seasonings and all types of foods and all types of textures. And again, you can do all that and still have a kid who's a picky eater. I'm not saying that I'm like better than anyone by any means. It was also like happenstance that they just liked to eat things. Yeah, that's how. I don't know. And if they don't like it, okay.
I know. I try not to make it a big thing.
Yeah, like I try to really make sure that they're eating something, and you know he's obsessed with characters, so it's like if we want to get big and strong like Maui, like every week is a different person depending on the movie we watch on Friday. Right now we're Ursula, so like if you want to get big and strong like Ursula, we need protein. So like we do a lot of that.
Yeah,
these are almost done. I am not like I've never timed anything in my life when I cook except for pasta. I will put a timer on for that. Anything else, I've never timed.
Do you want plates?
Yeah, well, I need the cutting board, which is why I don't like the idea of like food blogging like I once did, because I hate I don't like having to think about how long did I do this, whatever. Yeah. I'm a visual. And my husband hates that because I'll like be like, can you go grill something? And he's like, well, how long? I'm like, I don't know. No idea.
I think that's also people who are kind of good at cooking though.
Like, well, I don't know. Visually, I saw that the bottom half, like I lifted it up a little bit, was crisped.
Yeah.
So then I knew it was time to flip it. And then I just lifted it up a little bit to see that the cheese was like melted in there.
Right.
Let's see the other side. Yeah, and it's crisped. Okay. Give it a sec because I hate cutting into a very hot quesadilla.
Okay.
And then we'll enjoy.
I'm excited.
But I forgot about the toppings, what you asked.
Yes.
Yes, I love sour cream.
Yeah.
And salsa.
This looks delicious.
And so I will say this is a big lazy effing dinner, but I do not like making lunch.
Yeah.
Like I have such lunch fatigue. I make these for lunch all the time.
Okay.
Or even like without the beans. I'll do like an egg, cheese, and sausage quesadilla for lunch.
That sounds good.
Like I'll cut up frozen and microwaved turkey sausage. I'll do it in a skillet where I just like pour in the eggs, crack them, whisk it around in the skillet, add in this sausage, put on cheese, and then I put a tortilla on top of that.
Yeah.
And then you kind of like spatula it around to flip it and then put another cheese on and then another tortilla.
Oh my gosh. See, like I wouldn't even think to do that.
I like to just do halves, but my kids do quarters.
Halves. I'll do the whole thing.
No, I mean, I cut it in half. Obviously, I'm fucking eating the whole thing, Emily. Are you kidding me? I meant I cut it in halves for myself, but I cut it in quarters for my kids.
Got it.
And there you go. Now
so perfect. Let's plate it.
Again, like this is really, every week I'm making an iteration of this.
Oh my gosh, that looks so good.
Well, now it's going to be your foray into refried beans.
Okay, we're adding sour cream, salsa.
Like my son like needs it on top, sour cream. And then obviously like if you're doing this for kids, just like mindful of what salsa you're using in terms of spice.
Mild.
Like I've made that mistake.
Me too.
I'm like, eat up. And he's like, why is it so spicy?
Look how good that looks. I'm actually so jazzed to eat this.
I feel like I should come here every day for lunch now.
I would love that. Are you gonna sit there? Here we go.
Cheers. I always make my kids cheers me when we
too.
eat. I don't know why. It's a weird thing.
I love any excuse to eat sour cream, not gonna lie. Delicious.
Do you like refried beans? Mm-hmm. I've done it with regular beans, but they're like spilling out everywhere. Like you can spread
Really good.
refried beans.
And actually, these Siete almond flour ones are very good.
I love Siete.
I love Siete, but I've never done these.
Which ones you do?
I do the chips, the seasoning, the salsa. Mm-hmm. No, this.
Really?
No, it's so good.
I use theirs all the time. I do almond flour or cassava usually.
Okay, so although I have forced you to bring Freckled Foodie here today, what do you feel you've transitioned to now? Where do your passions lie now? Mm-hmm. Sorry, it is really hard to eat and talk.
Tell me what you're passionate about while you chew. Well, my content now is more focused on like motherhood, mental health, and the intersection of the two. My whole mission was always, even with Freckled Foodie, is like reminding you that no matter what you feel, you're not alone.
Right.
And helping people hopefully feel seen and like understood. Once I started sharing about my mental health, when I was still Freckled Foodie, like handle, that's when I really felt like I was engaging with my community more. That's when I was like actually feeling personally like I was having more of an impact. And then naturally through my pregnancy, it started to shift more into what the fuck is happening to my body, quite honestly.
Which was an amazing series.
Thank you. We're working on some stuff with it right now, like hopefully to make it something. And then I think it then took another shift after having a kid because postpartum I struggled so much with my mental health. And that was when I really feel like I was deeply connecting with my community. And again, like what I said about the food, I honestly just became like disinterested in food. So doing food content felt so forced to me. Like the idea of when am I going to create a recipe? It just didn't light me up. And I'm such a proponent of following what lights you up. And that can change. You don't have to niche yourself down. So my content now, I think, mainly focuses on the motherhood, mental health, lifestyle, alongside with the podcast. Like that's definitely the main focus of it.
Definitely. I mean, I'm totally with you that like when you're making content and it's something that is like not authentic to you anymore, it feels like the biggest drag. Like the authenticity is so important for what we do, not to make it sound like what we're doing is so high and mighty.
No, but like if you're going to work for yourself, you might as well enjoy it. Like if I was creating content that I didn't enjoy, why would I be doing this? I'd rather go back to my corporate job.
So true.
So that's kind of how I look at it. And I do think that like people can evolve and change interests and like switch lanes and have multiple lanes. I hate the whole like you have to niche yourself down. Do I think a niche can help? Absolutely. But I also think that you can put yourself into a corner that then you have no way to get out.
I know. And I also think if your audience loves you, they'll follow you and enjoy whatever you create. And the worst case is they don't and they exit.
And they leave, and that's fine. And new people can come, and that's life.
Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my dear friend Cameron, because I always do.
Thank you.
I appreciate you sharing your lazy effing dinner with us, which is absolutely delicious. We'll put the recipe below, so if anyone wants to try it, you can do that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And Cameron, any parting words?
Thank you so much for having me and for the rebirth of Freckled Foodie. I feel so safe here.
A new version.
A new version. Yeah. She never left. She's just evolving. She's a mom.
Exactly.
That's
which is
what
the
happened.
moral of this story.
Yeah, that's what happened. We change iterations of ourselves, and that's okay.
I'm with you there. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. And let me know if there's anyone else that you would like to see on this series.
Oh, I have a list.
Okay. There you go. We'll start there.